Hello, everyone. I'm Ishmael Izzy Bowden, fellow content creator for IzzyLand and host of the podcast series IzzyLand Uncut. And I just got a lot to get off my chest. Um, so as you may all be aware, there are these talks happening over in D.C. with the lawmakers, specifically the speaker of the House and Senate, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, along with the White House administration, Treasurer Secretary Steve Mnuchin and President Donald Trump, and it's about them trying to create a another stimulus package and send us another round of stimulus checks, which is going to be like a one-time payment of 1,200, like the Heroes Act, what we received back in April, and we haven't got anything else since, and it's October. So this package is supposed to include not only another round of stimulus checks, but also uh, a round of PPP, um, and an unemployment bonus. Um, and I don't know much of the details except the fact that we're supposed to get a second round of stimulus checks. Here's the problem though. They're still having this discussion and they haven't come up with a deal. And Nancy Pelosi, she's proposed like the 2.2 trillion um dollar package or whatever, whereas the Republicans, in the Senate, you know, they put forth a 1.6 trillion um package, and then I believe Donald Trump he made it like 1.8. And Nancy Pelosi, I believe I was informed that she rejected it, or she insinuated that she would, um, or just was. And meanwhile, um, there's a lot of civil unrest, a lot of frustration and chaos in our society and with our own people, um, along with things like foreclosures, evictions. Um, Many people are filing for unemployment. They lost their jobs, either got laid off or underpaid, and also the prices of goods. And many of our stores have increased along with food establishments, whether it's fast food, mom and pop shops, various others. I mean, I noticed that myself when like I would get delivery off of like DoorDash and stuff, and the prices were went like a couple dollars up than they usually were. Um, yeah, that's some of the things I noticed. But so these two these two sides of lawmakers, they're not coming to a consensus at all. Even though like there was this one group, separate group that they were called Problem Solver Caucus, who they put forth they were the ones who put forth the 1.6 trillion, and it consisted of both Democrats and Republicans, and I believe they were congressional people. Um, and yet it's only Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell who are just they're just they keep on delaying this, and you know towards Nancy is stubbornly um putting her foot down and saying nope, I'm not taking anything less than 2.2 trillion. And she's trying to bail out like the banks or big companies and businesses and stuff. And then came this this one story where the airlines, big time airlines, plan to like furlough their their uh their staff, their employees or whatever. Um, and Nancy Pelosi, like she was literally telling them, "Hey, hold on, don't do that. We will work something out right away." So Nancy Pelosi is working on finding some sort of deal for to to bail out the airlines. And then we have the recent death of the Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or RBG, whatever. Please correct me if I got her name wrong, but she was the she was one of the the Supreme Court people, who recently passed away, and the lawmakers have been like working finding a replacement, specifically the Senate. Like they were making it their, as I recall, like their quote unquote top priority. So, and yet, when it came to the stimulus check, or the stimulus bill, whatever, like it's just they're just like deadlocked. Nothing has been officially passed. I mean, it did pass like the House, but it was like that 2.4 trillion, and Mitch rejected it, and yeah, end of story. Then you had Donald Trump, who recently got diagnosed with COVID, and he came from the hospital, and he recently tweeted, first he recently tweeted that um we should get the stimulus checks out to the people, the American people, whatever they desperately need it. Then he retracted it, in the tweet, and saying, and then he made a following tweet saying, um, "Oh, we're no longer having talks about the stimulus bill. All talks are off." Like he was calling it all off. Then he flip flopped. He made another tweet saying, "Okay, I take that back. I just want a standalone bill, so of what 1,200, what the 1,200 one time payment, so it could get to the American people." And he knows that Nancy won't pass it, won't allow it to pass, because she was firm of of being 2.2 trillion, or nothing. So and instead of like coming up with a some sort of deal, and quick, what they're doing is they're playing politics. They're doing the blame game, and saying things like, "Oh," Nancy's saying things like, "Oh, we want to help families and children," the same old BS crap. um and Mitch is just nah. And mind you, like several weeks ago, during this crisis, the both the House and Senate, they went on vacation, and they're planning to go on vacation again. With without passing this bill, having it signed, so we can get that financial relief. Um, we have we have yet to receive it, and it's been several months. So and during this process, um yeah, there's been a lot of unrest, there's been riots, looting, a lot of people who are angry. um but unfortunately, as far as them, their reason for being angry is it doesn't match as far as like what we hear on the news, because it's they're saying that it's related to like Black Lives Matter, or the Second Amendment, or um Like there's the other, like there was that one story where you had people who were conspiring to kidnap Michigan Governor Whitmer. I forgot her first name, but it was just it's an absolute mess. Um, and it's even happening here in Chicago where I reside. And our mayor isn't really doing much about it, and she's actually against any sort of financial relief. And and there's multiple divisions that are developing, and we're not talking about just left or right or by race or by gender, but we're talking even like with neurotypicals and atypicals. Like recently saw these comments on social media where people were literally complaining about those with disabilities getting financial assistance, from the government. And they're saying, "Oh, why do we have to waste all our good taxpayer dollars on these people? Why do they get why do they get assistance but we don't? Why is it that they get like a discount on like Amazon Prime, but we gotta pay it in full? It's like, why don't they just get a job like everybody else? That's the narrative, the common narrative. And when it's like they those individuals are not to blame. It's the ones they really have gripes with are the lawmakers, the ones who are delaying this deal. And it's just very upsetting that we have people who are so frustrated and so upset that they're even taking it out on the other person, like who has nothing to do with it, whether it be those with disabilities, those who have mental illnesses, those who are undocumented immigrants, or whatever reason as to why they, as they project their insecurities, their frustration upon another. And this has been ongoing, and it's really put us in like a dystopic atmosphere. And this is all planned. This is all strategic by these lawmakers, because it's like they're essentially getting paid for for our suffering. They are, because it's like they see us up, they see us in pain, they see us um really struggling and barely making ends meet, barely surviving, and they're just sitting back, on vacation, and pointing fingers. And yeah, this is just all one big game to them. It's just and I find it to be very um unprofessional, unacceptable, immoral, inhumane. But unfortunately, there's nothing we can do, because it essentially, it is the bullies that are in power, the ones that we have to walk on eggshells around, the ones who that usually, like, if they were working for us, we would fire them for not doing their job. But these are the people who are in charge. These are the ones running the government, and are, and have, excuse me, and have our lives in their hands. These are the ones, these are the rulers. These are the ones who make the bills and the laws and stuff. So now we're trying to, now the goal is to get the right people in Congress. Because I mean, I'm not convinced that, I mean, we're left with these two choices in the presidential race with Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And me personally, I do not feel that they are fit for a leader, like, because they just have too much baggage, especially Trump and the way he butchered this pandemic. And it's like I just like I don't want to see any more people suffer, and that's what happened under their watch. All right. So, um, yeah, I'm not confident them. But I do believe that Joe Biden might actually win due to the pandemic. Like, that's a saving grace. Because, of course, because Donald Trump, like, he wasn't very he didn't manage it very well. He he undermined um the entire virus. Let it come into our country, put us at national security, uh and then he kept making false promises to the American people, saying, oh, it will dissipate, or oh, it's just a hoax. Then he tried to, deflect and, say things like, oh, let's call it the Chinese virus and all, or whatever, China virus, or kung flu and all this other stuff. It's ridiculous. It's childish. And I mean, you're the president of the United States. You're supposed to be, your job is to look after us, look after our well being, and you failed to do that. Um, but now you wanna you're just trying to do whatever you can to gain brownie points, and impress your base, impress the people, or get that attention again. Um, and that's not work, that no longer works anymore, unlike it over in 2016. So yeah, like, I literally see, Trump heading to it. That's why I literally see him going down a downward spiral, and just making these ranting tweets. Um, so yeah, and Biden, I feel, is no different. I mean, unless Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate, who was, I believe, promised to have a cabinet position or working under that administration in some form or another. I'm hoping that, Andrew Yang has a heavy influence, but I'm skeptical of that. I'm skeptical that he'll even get in. Um, and recently, Kim Bone, who was known for, I guess he was like the deciding voter or whatever for Hillary, and that's who he chose back in 2016. And this year, he chose Jorgensen, one of the third party candidates, um, for the presidential race. He chose that person because he wasn't going to settle for less, and not going to fall for this duopoly, this um, two party system or whatever that the media portrays it as. And it's yes, it's just not right. And me myself, like, I voted third party. I voted for Jill Stein back in 2016, so I know, I get where he's coming from. But there's just so much to unpack. And first of all, there are various things that I wanna say. Lastly, um, so right now, um, we have, yeah, like I said before, what we need to do is get the right people in charge, in Congress. Get lawmakers who are problem solvers, who don't waste any time, who rarely take breaks, you know, and right n- right now we have various people who are running for, I believe, House as along with Senate. You have um, David Kim, who's running in California. Um, you have Blair Weshingham of Tennessee. You have Carlos Cardona. I believe he's also running in California, or I'm not sure. I believe maybe Oregon. I gotta check with him again. Yeah, Carlos Cardona. You have various others, and they've recently been endorsed by Humanity Forward, Andrew Yang, Bernie Sanders, um, and they have quite the following, and I feel that those those candidates, I mean, they already won their primary, which was quite an accomplishment, and I'm hope and I'm hoping that they can make it into Congress, win the whole thing and stuff. So I highly recommend you check those candidates out. You know, look them up if you can, or go to movehumanityforward.org and look at the various endorsements of, the candidates that are running for these congressional seats. And I know there's this one candidate named Shahid Buttar, who's running against Nancy Pelosi. I'm a bit skeptic of him because it's, I don't know. It's like it's like if he hey if he is wanna going to help the people, then fine. But it's like, hey, like, first off, um don't like expect us to, you know vote for you just for that, and like, just because you're progressive and stuff. Be humble, man, and be pragmatic. Listen to other perspectives and stuff. And I feel like he's sometimes he hasn't really done that, and but still, besides that, he's way better than Nancy Pelosi, and unfortunately, he's the only one going against her. So do check out Shahid Buttar. Um, and it's like, especially, but if we can get David Kim, Blair Weshingham, Carlos Cardona, and many others, if we can get them into the Congress, into Congress or whatever, make them the new lawmakers, it would definitely you know make it would definitely help the American people. Uh, it's and they're the best choices, and I hope that like-minded individuals are actually, going against like our like Governor Pritzker of Illinois, along with Mayor Lori Lightfoot here in Chicago, because they need to go as well. It's like they're just as disruptive and and uh just just like they haven't been doing their job well, whatever. And so yeah, get the right people in there. Now, as for the people who are now in Congress, is and especially, you know Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, along with Donald Trump and Steve Mnuchin. Let me just say this: get your act together. All right, you stop with all this bickering, this nonsense, um this blame game or whatever. Stop with all the politics, the pandering, the sensationalism. Like, me and the rest of the American people are sick of that. Okay, we're sick and tired of that, and we want action. We need action. We need results. We need assistance, financial assistance, financial relief, and I highly suggest you make it reoccurring. You bring forth the idea of universal basic income. Even the Pope has came out for it, and a monthly allowance, a monthly financially reoccurring payment will definitely help us. And shoot, I will go as far as say it's a necessity right now, because we have people who are struggling to pay their bills to make ends meet, and working a 9 to 5 might even be non-existent in the coming months, coming days, because you already have you already have human workers being replaced by robots, by machines. So hell, I saw self checkouts in a CVS, in a drugstore. So it's happening in real time, and UBI is the foundation, the step one, in order to avoid any more catastrophe and help these people in need, so they can pay that bill, so they can put food on the table and help their families. And also, yeah, universal healthcare, because like if you have a bill that's due tomorrow, and you have all these medical issues, and then you lose your home, or yeah, and you can barely stand on your own. It's like that's you also need to, you know implement that, especially because countries throughout the world are already doing it. As a matter of fact, like as we speak, over in the French government, of Quebec, over in Canada, they are currently giving their people, their French people, 1,500 a month. So literally, Andrew Yang's plan, the Freedom Dividend, $1,000 a month. Just like Alaska, where their people are like getting 1 to 2,000 a month. So it's like they're doing it themselves. It's like, and the French over there, they barely have resources, but we have plenty. Like we can do a complete shutdown or whatever, and still have some money saved enough to help the people. And before you say that we don't have the money, that we don't have the resources, well then, how is it that you're able to make up, like, if that you're able to give like millions, billions, even trillions of dollars to the big corporations, the big airlines, the big banks, and send funds to Israel and the military industrial complex? Cry me a river, okay? I don't want to hear it, okay? Because you know, you may not see it now, but you need us, because we are the foundation of this country. And without your everyday workers, without us or whatever, your own business, your own productivity will fall. So if you let us die off, that's going to have a negative effect on you as well. Even if you think that, oh, your rich folks will save you, that they will um you know um get bail you out and stuff, it's not gonna last long. Even if you do have that power, it's like, you better set up something real quick. Mind you, we also have climate change, and California is literally on fire. And yeah, again, civil unrest, and everything is a mess. And this is not how we should be living. All right. So get your act together. Stop wasting our time. And then lastly, to the American people, um, in this society, don't be like them. Don't be like those lawmakers. All right? Like, don't keep spreading the poison, or blaming the other person, the little guy or whatever, the ones that are vulnerable and can't fight back. Don't project onto them, just because of you struggling and not able to pay that bill or take care of your family. They are not at fault. So don't make it seem that way. All right? Because if you do, that makes you an asshole. That makes you a bad person, and you are part of the problem. Doesn't matter what sort of situation you're in. That's just not right. Okay, because they don't deserve it. So you need to stop that. And if someone reaches out to you, if like, don't shut them out. All right, you do what you can to help them. If you can't help them financially, then spread the message. Let their story be heard. Let take them in temporarily, or do whatever. Because I mean, treat others how you want to be treated, right? If they were in, because if you were in their position, you expect them to do the same, right? So let's not make this let's not make this the new normal, okay? Let's rise above it and be better, okay? Because it's like, we're way past that point. And if we keep it up, if we keep up this toxicity, it's just going to eat us alive, and we're going to lead to our own demise. We're going to extinct ourselves. We're going to render ourselves just obsolete or whatever. It so yeah, just to everyone, especially the lawmakers, and all the way down to like the organizations and the families, the friends, in all throughout the society and in the government. Get your shit together. Get your act together. Stop playing games. Stop messing with people's lives. Enough is enough. It's time to break the cycle.